主任连维良先
The
生。
Vice Chairman Lian Weiliang from
交通运
National
输
Development and Reform Commission, and Liu Xiaoming, the Vice Head of the Ministry of Transport, and the Vice Head of Traffic Management of Ministry of Transport, Li Zhangping, Department, Ministry of Emergency Management Shen Jie, and Mr. Yan Hexiang, the Vice General Manager of the China Railway, and the Vice Head Dong Zhiyi from Civil Aviation Administration, and also the Li Wenxing, Mr. Li Wenxing from the National Railway Administration. First, we will start from the Vice Chairman Lian Weiliang. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank your strong support and concern to the Spring Festival transportation. This year, the Spring Festival travel rush will start from January the 21st, which is next Monday, and will end by the 31st. So this will last for around 40 days. We are expecting 2.9 billion passengers, which is up by 0.6% as compared to last year. In general, we have eased the tension between the transportation capacity and the passenger demand. And before the festival, we are expecting a large amount of passengers, and we have diversified the means of transportation for the passengers. For certain routes, there will be crowded, and for some roads, we have some pressures for the transportation. And for certain regions, we have a higher demand for the transportation. And our passengers have higher expectation for the transportation. We're still facing pressures on the transportation in general. And the State Council has attached great importance to the Spring Festival transportation. And the Central Economic Work Conference has also issued a notification and set up guidance for the Spring Festival transportation. All parties are guided by the Xi Jinping thought on socialism with Chinese characteristics for the new era, and we will fully implement the spirit from the 19th CPC National Congress and push forward a successful Spring Festival transportation before January the 1st. 9 departments led by NDRC also issue a 2019 opinions on Spring Festival transportation. And on the 7th of the month, we also held a televised conference to discuss the Spring Festival transportation. And this time, we are focusing on 6 tasks. The first one, we will try to improve the transportation capacity. Before and after the Spring Festival, each day we will launch 4,780 trains, and the capacity of the transportation has been increased by 5.4% compared to the previous year. And for the high-speed train, we will put in place 3,352 trains, which has increased by 17.8%. For the civil aviation, so we will also have a 10% increase of the flights that we will be arranging. And for the road transportation, we will offer over 10.1 million buses. This is also higher than the figure that of 2017. And also, we will be offering more seats in the waterway transportation. And for the sales of the tickets, we are also setting up new pilot areas for the ticket purchase so that it can bring convenience for our passengers. And also, we are improving the order for purchase online. Currently, we have already surpassed the challenges to buy a ticket for the railway station. And this year, in 2019, we will have over 230,000 volunteers working on the train stations to secure an orderly manner in the train station. And we will also help to form a better environment for the train station. At the same time, we will also delegate powers to local authorities so that they can ensure the safety. Second, we will take actions to address congestions to ensure a smooth transportation during the Spring Festival. We will take actions to focus on the congested roads, so we will implement a new system to monitor the road conditions to ensure a smooth transportation on the road. Third, we will take firm actions to penalize illegal practices. We will improve the cost for the law violation and the violation of the regulations. We will also take firm actions towards those troublemakers on the trains and the airports so that we can form a civilized manner in the Spring Festival transportation. NDRC will play the role of coordination to ensure a successful Spring Festival transportation, and all of this effort will celebrate the 60th anniversary of establishment of PRC. And by taking these opportunities, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to all the people who are working at the front line for the Spring Festival transportation. And we also welcome all of your suggestions and opinions. Thank you. Thank you for your introduction. Next, we will invite Liu Xiaoming to give us more briefing. First of all, thank you so much for your support and supervision of Ministry of Transport. The 2019 Spring Festival transportation is coming, and it is of our top priority. It is very important to ensure a safe Spring Festival transportation. It also showcases the development of the transportation in China. This is a very important lively project for the Ministry of Transport. It also has a lot of capabilities for the Ministry of Transport. This year, we will focus on 4 tasks. First, we would like to enhance the safety for the Spring Festival transportation. Safety is of our most priority. We will focus on the red line mindset, and also we will put all the tasks into each individuals. And we will focus on each procedures during the Spring Festival transportation. And of course, we will also conduct the supervision and to ensure an asset and property safety for our passengers. Second, we will continue to improve the service during the Spring Festival transportation. And we are still facing a bigger volume of the passengers in 2019. We will continue to optimize the coordination arrangement and to form a better synergies between the road transportation, rail transportation, as well as the civil aviation. And also we will better allocate the resources for the transportation so as to provide convenience to the passengers. Third, we will improve the quality of the Spring Festival transportation so that we can deliver a satisfactory experience for our passengers. We will continue to advocate the online ticket service, and we will provide better transit and information to the passengers to provide a better service experience for the passengers. Fourth, harmony is the key for our work. We will continue to build the credit system. Credit is very important to safeguard the order of the Spring Festival transportation. We will strengthen the credit rating for the companies who are participating in the Spring Festival transportation. For people who violate the laws, we will hold them accountable. So we will form a good environment for the Spring Festival transportation. So we will focus on the people-centered development philosophy and ensure a successful Spring Festival transportation. We will deliver a satisfactory result to the CPC Central Committee and the passengers in China. Next, we will welcome Mr. Li Jiangping from Ministry of Transport. So Spring Festival transportation also represents the largest scale of the human migration. In order to ensure a successful Spring Festival transportation, we have set up a televised conference with relevant departments and deploy arrangements. We urge all the departments to predict in advance and make overall arrangement to ensure a notable progress in the transportation. There are several measures that will be taken. First of all, we will put safety as our top priority. We would like to avoid all the traffic accidents as much as possible. And also, we will take actions to address the congestions and also to address issues that may happen during the Spring Festival transportation. And also, we would like to improve the efficiency for the transportation. We will check all of the transportation vehicles during the Spring Festival transportation. We will set up the monitoring system to make sure that no illegal transportation will happen during the festival. Second, we would like to ensure a smooth transportation and take actions to address congestions. For circumstances that may easily cause the traffic congestions, we will work together with the Ministry of Transport to analyze the reasons for the congestion and provide guidance to direct the vehicles to ensure a smooth transportation. For accidents that will cause congestions, we have to work together with the Ministry of Public Security. We do not want to cause a severe congestion of the traffic condition. For severe weather conditions, we will work with relevant departments to clear the road to ensure a smooth transportation. Third, we will provide stronger communication to create a comfortable transportation environment. And we will guide the passengers to have a safe and reasonable travel. So all in all, we would like to work together with the Traffic Management Bureau to ensure a better road condition for the passengers. And we will also set up the convenience stores by the gas stations so that we can provide better services for the passengers and address issues from the passengers, so that we can form a comfortable and satisfactory travel experience. Next, we will invite Zhu Jie to give us the briefing. Dear friends, good morning. Safe and smooth travel are the two major themes for the Spring Festival transportation. On the 21st of January, we will start the travel rush for this year's Spring Festival. It is very important for us to ensure a successful Spring Festival. So, it is a demonstration to fulfill the duties that was put forth by the State Council. We would like to offer a good start for 2019 in order to celebrate the 70th anniversary of the establishment of People's Republic of China. Last week, we once again held a televised conference to discuss the issues relating to Spring Festival transportation. There were some measures that has been taken by the Ministry of Emergency Management. First of all, we have to forecast the passenger flow in 2019 to ensure that we can solve all the problems that have been rising during the transportation. We have to learn from the experience from the past and focus on safety so that we can effectively eliminate the severe accidents during the Spring Festival transportation. And we will also work with the Ministry of Transport to supervise and monitor some key routes. Recently, we have formed a working committee with the Ministry of Transport and the China Railway. And for the working committees, they will set out to the front line. And we have to make sure that we can implement all the measures during the Spring Festival transportation. At the same time, we need to make sure that we have a contingency plan to address all the possible concerns and problems. We have further improved the contingency plan. We have made sure that the safe transportation is our top priority. We are ready to deal with all the emergencies at any time. We will work together with the relevant department to resolve the problems for the congestions and ensure a smooth transportation. And also we will ensure the material supply and improve our capability to deal with severe weather conditions. We will stand ready to work with relevant departments under the guidance and the leadership of the NDRC to ensure a successful Spring Festival transportation so that we can ensure a safe and comfortable Spring Festival. Thank you. Next, we will invite Mr. Yan Hexiang to give us the briefing. Good morning, everyone. First of all, thank you so much for your long-term support for the China Railway. Recently, the China Railway has fulfilled our committee and conduct the work to maintain the quality and the maintenance for the railway and continue to abide by the regulations about the railway transportation. And we have laid a solid foundation to ensure a safety railway Spring Festival transportation. And we are taking the regular maintenance for the bullet train between Beijing and Shanghai, which runs at 350 kilometers per hour. We keep supervising the service level for the railway transportation and understand the service standard for different train transportation. We handle the complaints properly, and we firmly abide by the regulation and draft a new railway transportation guideline. And we also issued 590 items of railway guidance. And this year, we are expecting an early start of the Spring Festival transportation. And this year, we are focusing on 3 tasks. The first one, we will continue our efforts to supervise the service condition of the Spring Festival transportation. We have already put in place a service guideline for the Spring Festival transportation. So for the checking process, we have also released a series of regulations to better monitor the condition. And also, we are monitoring the surrounding environment for the high-speed train. We will maintain the trains at the regular basis. We will try to fix the loopholes in order to ensure a safe railway transportation. And we also continue to supervise the service standards for the railway transportation. And we keep improving the service standards and improve the complaint resolution system. And we also safeguard the lawful rights for relevant parties. So the objective is to serve the passengers face-to-face and serve the enterprises face-to-face. Also, we have set up an emergency mechanism to deal with all the problems that are happened. We would like to work with relevant parties so that we can ensure a smooth connection between railway and other transportation means. So next we will invite Mr. Dong Zhiyi to give us a briefing. First of all, thank you so much for your long-term support for the Civil Aviation Administration. So the Spring Festival transportation is of our top priority for each year. We have set up high-level standards to be engaged in the Spring Festival transportation to ensure safe transportation. And this year, we are expecting a record high passengers this year. It is expected that we will have around 73 million passengers to take the civil aviation, which is 12% year-over-year. We are focusing on the popular routes, and also we can see that the travel rush has started earlier, 11 days earlier compared to last year. And also we are expecting more students and migrant workers that are traveled by airlines. We are also facing huge pressure for the civil aviation. We will work together with the local government to better manage the transportation. And also we would like to create a synergy between the civil aviation and the other transportation means so that we can meet the demand for the passengers, so that we can ensure a safe journey for the passengers. First, safety is of our top priority, and also we will strengthen our work to ensure the safety and strengthen the aviation safety to have some restrictions on some belongings and some hazardous belongings. And second, we would like to ensure a smooth transportation. So we may add more flights according to the actual needs for the passengers. When necessary, we will also enlarge the capacity of the airports. For example, we will extend the operation hours in over 10 major airports in China, including Pudong in Shanghai. And the third action that we will be taking is that we will ensure a safe journey for the passengers. So last year we have taken 8 actions to ensure a safety quality, and this year we are actually launching 9 decisions to improve the service. So this time we will focus on the paperless service experience, and also we will offer better service to help the customers change and reschedule their flights. At the same time, we will also provide better ground services. And also we will provide better services to the vulnerable groups. In summary, we will spare no efforts to ensure a successful Spring Festival transportation so that we can provide a safe, convenient, and comfortable Spring Festival journey for the passengers. Welcome to take the civil aviation flights, and please supervise and offer your opinions to Civil Aviation Administration. Thank you. Last, we would like to invite Li Wenxin to give us the briefing. Dear friends, good morning. I would like to give you some updates for the arrangements from the China Rail Station. So for the rail, we are expecting 413 million passengers, up by 8.3% compared to last year. And each day, we are expecting more than 10 million people per day. We are actually learning the Xi Jinping thought on socialism with Chinese characteristics for the new era, and we fully implement the spirit from the 19th CPC National Congress. We put people at the first, and also our work is to ensure a safe and comfortable journey for the passengers. We have the following actions. First of all, we think safety and life are the top priority of us. We have to make sure that everything we've done is to ensure a safe journey. Second, we will enlarge the transportation capacity. We will upgrade the equipment, and we will give full play to the new trains and the train lines. And we will add 4,787 trains before the Spring Festival, so that we can ease the tension for the transportation capacity and the passenger demand. For the newly added train lines, we will have a rescheduling and reformation to ensure a better experience for the transportation. And this year, we will also adding more evening trains. So some popular routes, and we will also add some trains that travel from Guangzhou to Chengdu and from Guangzhou to Chongqing. And we have upgraded our official website so that people can verify their IDs with their facial identification. And also, we will provide a reasonable price structure for the tickets during the Spring Festival transportation, so that we can improve the ticket purchase experience during the Spring Festival transportation. And also, we will provide better ticketing service in the impoverished regions. We are making sure that everyone can get a ticket back home. And also, we will work with dedication to provide better service to vulnerable groups. And also, we would like to provide a better synergy between the railway station and also the metro station. We also want to enlarge the scope for using ID cards. We will also want to better provide better service for people who are taking the bullet train. Thank you. Next, we will start the Q&A section. CCTV from CMG. For the total volume, I heard that we have a 0.6% of increase of number of passengers, and also we are in 11 days ahead of the start of the travel rush. And I also understand that there is a heavy pressure for the Spring Festival transportation this year. So what are the actions or any innovative actions that will be taken this time to give a brand new experience to our passengers? Thank you. Thank you for your question. Probably many departments will answer your question. This year, we have a huge amount of passenger flow. And I also want to emphasize that this year we will see a higher number of students and the migrant workers. Because of this, many departments take innovative actions to address this issue. I would like to explain your question in 4 aspects. The first one, we would like to improve the transportation resources, and also we would like to direct the passengers, and also we would like to provide better synergies between different means of transportation and optimize the services. And this year, for the transportation forces, we have increased by 5%. And also, we can see we are adding over 70% increase of the high-speed train. And during key times and the peak times, we were adding more trains and bullet trains. As I have just mentioned, that we were adding over 100 trains during evening hours. And also for the air aviation, we can see that each day we will increase like 10% of the flights. And also we have just mentioned that we are also extending the operation hour in over 30 airports in China. The second point I want to make is about the diversion of the passengers. As this year we will expect a great number of students and also the migrant workers, we have to take targeted measures. We will urge the factories to better schedule their working tasks so that they can divert these migrant workers. We see some new progress in Beijing. For example, in Beijing, some of the universities closed their schools from January the 7th to January the 21st. And the third, as I talk about, is about the synergy of the transit. That means that we have to provide a better connection between the different transportation means. For example, we have seen a preserved train lines between Guangdong, Beijing, and Chengdu. So some of the cities and also provide better transit options to the passengers so that we can realize the first and the last miles transportation and provide better experience to the customers. And also we can see a smooth connection between the metro station and the railway station, such as Beijing and Tianjin. And some of the customers, they can actually change to another transportation means inside of the train station. The fourth point I've just mentioned is about the optimize of the service. And the Railway Bureau has just mentioned that they have launched a better service for passengers to purchase tickets. For some train stations, some of the customers can use their ID card for check-in. And also for the civil aviation, so the passengers can hold the paperless proof to do self-service during their transportation. And for some regions, they're actually providing a better service to the migrant workers for the transportation. And this year, we have over 230,000 volunteers who are working at the front line to provide better service during the Spring Festival transportation. So all of this work will create better conditions to ensure a safe and comfortable travel. As Mr. Lian has just give a very detailed explanation about the four initiatives, and we actually work together with our relevant departments to arrange a comprehensive plan so that we can give full play to the advantages to different means of transportation, and also we can provide better connections between the means of transportation so that we can ensure a smooth transportation. And for us, we also have four measures to ensure a better experience for the Spring Festival transportation. The first one, we would like to ensure the safety. So especially we would like to provide guidance to the drivers and so that they can ensure a safe and smooth transportation. And also we have organized 8 supervision groups to conduct inspection randomly. We are doing this across 14 provinces. And we will implement this kind of expectations towards different areas. For example, some of the train stations, some highway traffic sites, and also some waterway transportation sites. So that we will also launch a supervision system to make sure that everything is done in a safely manner. We will want to unlock the potential for the transportation. And this time, we have provided over 8 million transportation buses, which accommodates over 21 million seats. So we think that we have provided sufficient capacity of the transportation. So for the road transportation, even though the number of passengers has been declining by 0.8%, however, we have maintained at the same level of the transportation capacity. And in the evening, as I have just mentioned, we will adding temporary trains at around like 1,050 during evening hours. We will also adding more transportation resources in the civil aviation as well as the waterway transportation. And also we want to ensure that a synergy is formed between the road, rail, civil aviation as well as the waterway transportation. And also we want to make sure to better manage the car hailing mechanism so that people can get back to their homes smoothly the moment when they get out of the train station and the airport. And also we would like to guide the customers and the passengers start their travel avoiding those peak hours. And also we will adding 7 to 8% of the highway transportation transit sites. We will work with relevant authorities to ensure that there is no major congestions during the Spring Festival transportation, as we all know that we are expecting a high volume of passengers during the Spring Festival transportation. I would like to give you some suggestions. First of all, please pay attention to the real-time traffic information. And to start your travel, avoiding the peak times. And second, you have to choose a better way to travel back home. So I would like to answer your questions on behalf of the Civil Aviation Administration. And this year, the Civil Aviation are expecting 73 million passengers, which is up by 12% compared to the previous year. And this is a high record for us, and we would like to take 3 actions to facilitate this. First of all, we will arrange more resources, more personnel resources, as well as the transportation resources. And this year, we will add over 350,000 airlines this year. And for the adding airlines, it actually not just focusing on the domestic market, but also we will put in place more airlines for the international market. Of course, we will adjust this ratio according to the actual demand of the passengers. Second, we will also add more resources in the airport. We're expecting a high volume of passengers during the Spring Festival. We will adjust the schedules accordingly. During peak hours, we will adding 5% more staff to facilitate the transportation for the passengers. And by hour, each hour we will add 4 more airlines. For some popular routes, we will actually arrange overnight airlines. And in the city, in 10 largest airports, including Guangzhou, Shanghai, Urumqi, and Xi'an, we will actually arrange overnight flights so that it can meet the needs for the passengers during the Spring Festival. In the past, some of the passengers were stuck in the airport, and this year we tried to adjust these problems by implementing some of the overnight flights. By taking all of this initiative, it is estimated that each day we are expecting 15,600 airlines, meaning that each day we will see 15,600 airlines on the sky. And each day we will provide over 2.25 million seats on the plane. So the total transportation capacity will accommodate 90 million passengers. So for specific regions, maybe there is an imbalance between the transportation capacity and the passengers' demand. We will adjust accordingly. My suggestion is that please arrange your schedule in advance, and also suggest that you traveled by avoiding the peak times. So I would like to address your question on behalf of the China Railway. And this year we are expecting 430 million people, up by 8.3% compared to last year. First of all, we will better allocate resources in the railway transportation. So before the festival, we are actually offering 9.4 million seats. So we think this kind of actions will help to improve the experience for the passengers. And we also provide convenient means for the passengers to buy tickets and collect tickets. I have just mentioned all of these actions that we have been taken about the sales of the tickets. And actually, start from today, we'll start to sell tickets for the Spring Festival tickets, and we have just surpassed the peak times. As of yesterday, according to the figures, we will see there is a 7.8% increase for the sales of the tickets. So we suggest that the passengers arrive at the train station at an earlier schedule so that they have sufficient time preparing for the check-in and boarding. Third, we would like to provide better services for the boarding and the checking in of the passengers. First, we will focus on the information, and we will release the real-time information about the train schedules so that the customers and the passengers will get first-hand information about their routes. In 2019, we have over 3,000 self-service vendors in the train stations, which is double than previous years. In 700 train stations, we were offering the self-service and the ID card verification mechanism. And this is also see an improvement compared to the previous years. Fourth, we would like to simplify the procedures for the safety check-in between the train station and the metro station. And for the 18 train stations, we would like to connect the train station as well as the car hailing service so that we can provide better and convenient experience to the customers. We have noted that in the previous years, there were many reports talking about the forcible seat-taking. And for this year's Spring Festival transportation, what are the measures that will be taken to restrict or prohibit the forcible seat-taking? In the past few years, some of the uncivilized behavior has caused public concern, including the troublemakers in the trains, airlines, as well as some like forcible seat-taking. We have taken out some regulations to better manage these problems. During this year's Spring Festival transportation, we will continue to strengthen the regulation. We will take strict actions and stern measures to penalize the people who are conducting this kind of uncivilized behavior. So the first key word I want to mention is about strict, meaning that we will strictly follow the regulation to penalize the uncivilized behavior. We will continue to strengthen our laws and regulations. So recently, the High Court of China and also the Ministry of Public Security has jointly released a guidance on penalties on the uncivilized behavior. Each department will continue to strictly abide by the regulation. So for any uncivilized behaviors will be taken stern measures. And the other three aspects I want to mention is that, first of all, we will provide a better education and also the supervision. The first of all, we want to emphasize on the credit building and also the integrity. In addition to strengthen the legislative regulation, and we also have to be aware that currently the cost of law violation is quite low. That's why we have to build up a stronger integrity. That's why last March in 2018 we worked with 8 departments, and we have issued an opinion on penalties on uncivilized behavior. As of now, we have already come up with a blacklist, which constitute 4,209 passengers. For these people who have conducted uncivilized behavior, the Ministry of Public Security will give out a penalty or probably detention. And the National Railway Administration and Civil Aviation Administration will restrict the attendance for these people to take public transportation. So all of their records will be filed in their personal accounts. And we'll also publish this list to the society. For this year's of the Spring Festival transportation, and also going forward, we will continue to strengthen our laws and regulations to better manage the uncivilized behavior. And the second point I want to make is that we have to provide better education to those people. And we also need to provide better education to the enterprises so that we can advocate that all the passengers can travel in a safe and polite way. We just want to minimize the uncivilized behavior such as the troublemaking in vehicles, in airplanes, and the forcible seat-taking. So the purpose is that to form a civilized atmosphere for the transportation. The third point I want to make is about to strengthen the supervision. We also urge the media, the press, to publish the information about the troublemaking events on the public transportation and some forcible seat-taking activities. So we would like to welcome all of the media to participate in this endeavor so that we can provide a supervision platform. We would like to monitor some of the more of the behavior through WeChat apps. And also we encourage the citizens to file a complaint on some of the uncivilized behavior. Thank you. PLA report. I have two questions. The first one, I have just realized that some of the regulations has emphasized some favorable policies towards the PLA members and also some veterans. So I would like to understand whether there were more measures that are taken towards the PLAs. And the second, I have just learned that you have established a working committee. So what is the role and the function of the working committee for this year? Thank you. As our General Secretary Xi Jinping has mentioned many times that the PLA is a very important part for China. And actually for different transportation means, we have released favorable policies towards PLA members. Earlier, we have jointly released a guideline to give some priority for the travel for PLA members. Last year, we also published a notification to provide a priority for the PLA members. So first, we will give priority for the PLA members to purchase tickets, and for their relatives, they do not need to show ID information in order to purchase a ticket. And we would like to offer better convenience and services to the PLA members. For some disabled PLA members, we will provide assistance when necessary. If there are some vacant spaces in the road transportation, rail transportation, civil aviation, etc., probably we will upgrade the class for the PLA members in this transportation means. So we will continue to implement the policy to prioritize the travel for PLA members. I would like to address your second question. First of all, thank you for your support for the work of Ministry of Emergency Management. Last year, we have set up a new team, the firefighting emergency handling team. And we have over 12 million firefighters in the team. And we have also rescued over 66 million civilians last year. In order to prepare for the 2019 Spring Festival transportation, we will take actions in 3 aspects. Firstly, we will continue to strengthen the on-duty mechanism. So all the firefighters will be on duty 24 hours per day, and they will also monitor the emergency information. If there is an emergency, they will get ready and come to the front line for rescue. Second, we will provide more service in some targeted and key areas. So for areas which areasily cause fire and for areas that gather huge amount of passenger flow, we will strengthen our patrols so that we can ensure the safety of the venues. Third, we would like to strengthen the relocation of the forces and resources. During key hours, especially festivals and emergencies, we will set up a contingency plan, and all of the emergency team would like to act in a timely manner. We want to ensure that we can allocate our forces at the immediate manner and evacuate the victims so that we can better protect the property and the lives for our civilians. Thank you. Phoenix Television, 2 questions. The first one is about the high-speed train. As we have just realized that last year we have increased the number of high-speed trains. What actions that we will be take to ensure the safety operation of the high-speed train? And the second is about the online service of the ticketing. So do we have any new measures that will be taken to reserve tickets for the passengers? I would like to address your first question. As we have just mentioned that the travel range for the high-speed train is covered around 29,000 kilometers. So it accounts for 2/3 of the world. And each day we have over 3,000 high-speed trains. And on a daily basis, we have over 6 million passengers who are taking the high-speed train. So high-speed train has played a critical role in the Spring Festival transportation. And at the same time, we're also facing some challenges and the pressures for the safety of the Spring Festival transportation. So safety is of our top priority. It is also a political mission for us. In order to ensure a safe Spring Festival transportation by high-speed train, we will arrange routine maintenance for high-speed trains, parts, and some of the equipment on the high-speed train. And we also provide safety education for people who are participating in the Spring Festival transportation. And in dealing with the severe weather conditions, we will continue to improve our contingency plan to ensure a safe travel for our passengers. So as we have 10 new travel routes for the high-speed rail, on January the 5th, we have already to come up with a new timetable for the schedule of these train lines. We would like to come up with improved SOPs to ensure a safe travel for these new high-speed trains. During the Spring Festival transportation, we will also take inspections and supervisions, and we will focus on the surrounding environments for the train stations, and for popular routes and the key parts of the train station, the trains, we will also conduct regular inspection. Currently, there are many factors affecting the safety of the high-speed train transportation. We have to focus on the rectification of the surrounding areas, of the high-speed train station. For some temporary shanty houses and the postal boards, all of these items may have some influence on the operation of the high-speed train. Currently, we are rectifying some of the areas. However, we are still facing some challenges. So by taking this opportunity, we would like to urge relevant departments and authorities to pay attention to the surrounding environments of the train station so that we can rectify the surrounding environment for the train station so that we can provide a better external environment for the operation of the high-speed train. I would like to add some comments. As I have just mentioned that the safety is of our top priority and all the preparation has been put in place. We have arranged properly for the capacity, transportation resources, and also at the same time, we also prepare contingency plans which was drawn on the past years' experiences. And also we have over 2 million officials who will work at the front lines for the Spring Festival transportation in 2019. And for the railway administration, we will also arrange over 500,000 engineers to maintain the trains so that we can ensure the safety operation of the high-speed train. As you mentioned about the ticket booking service, as I have just mentioned, sometimes it is difficult to buy a ticket, and actually you can reserve a place when you're buying a ticket. If some of the tickets are returned, you can get those tickets as soon as possible. So last year, in our official website, official app 12306, start from October the 27th of last year, we have actually set up a pilot test for the ticket reservation. In the past, some of the people have to check on a frequent basis to see whether there was some remaining tickets. However, if you reserve a ticket online, as long as you receive a return ticket, you can get a ticket as soon as possible. And start from October the 27th, actually we have sold around 190,000 tickets by using this reservation method. Thank you. Xinhua News Agency, I have 2 questions. So during the Spring Festival, there may be some severe weather conditions. So my question is to the Civil Aviation Administration. So what measures will be taken by the administration to address these problems? And the second question is about the self-driving travel. Can you give us some more information and suggestions about this? And as I have just mentioned that if the accuracy rate for the flights can be improved by 1%, so it will create a huge different customer experience for the passengers. So schedule and safety are the 2 priorities for us. Last year, we have conquered a number of challenges and take substantial measures, and we have improved the accuracy rate for the schedule to over 80%. And we actually set the record for the accuracy rate for the civil aviation. So I believe last year's flight experience is much better than previous years. And during this process, we have learned a lot of valuable experience. And in 2019, we will continue this endeavor. And we all know that severe weather condition will pose negative effects on the time schedule for the civil aviation. According to the weather forecast in Urumqi and Harbin, Chongqing, and Kunming, and these regions may have some snowy weather. So this weather condition may have some impact for the timeliness of the civil aviation. We have already provided a contingency plan. First of all, we will try to gather the first-hand information about the weather forecast. We will reschedule the flight according to the weather condition and optimize the scheduling of the flights. Second, we would like to better share the information and form better synergies. And we will send out alarms about the delay of the flights, so that the passengers can get this information at the earliest point, so that they can make early preparation for their itinerary. Second, we will provide better service for the passengers. If any of the severe weather condition happens, we will try to help the passengers to change their tickets or change to their means of transportation. The objective is to ensure a safe and comfortable travel experience for the passengers. Thank you. I would like to answer the second question. So you mentioned about the self-driving travel. With the development of the highway, expressway, and we do see a big increase of the self-driving passengers. And last year, we have been increasing 86,000 kilometers for the highway. In order to provide better service to the self-driving passengers, we will do the following. First of all, we have canceled some of the charging sites between the Sichuan and the Chongqing highway. And second, during the Spring Festival transportation, we will provide some private car free transportation. And third, for the Ministry of Transport, we will install some electronic devices onto the vehicles, so these vehicles can pay in their car. And also, we will provide over 940 service centers in over 10 transportation stops for the highway transportation. So sometimes if you drive a electric vehicle, you can also go back to your hometown. And also we will set up a hotline and radio to release the latest traffic information, so that we can provide better guidance for the passengers. I would like to offer a suggestion. If you are encountering some severe weather condition, please pay attention to the road condition and the weather condition to arrange your travel in a reasonable manner. And before you start your journey, please make sure that you maintain your vehicles to ensure safety. I would like to add some comments. It is also relates to the self-driving travel. As we have just noticed that we have seen a higher number of self-driving travel, especially in certain regions. Currently, we have over 200 million small-size private vehicles, and this figure is 97 million more than that of 2013. Meaning that every 100 households, they will own over 40 vehicles. The self-driving travel has become the favorable choice for the passengers. And during the spring festivals, sometimes we may encountering a high passenger volume, and also we have a severe weather condition. And for some of the drivers, they are not used to the long distance driving. So this will also increase the safety risk for these people. We have made a summary that in the past 5 years, there were a higher number of casualties in the past 5 years. In 2014, the casualty rate is around 58%. However, back in 2017, the number is around 75%. And the Spring Festival is a festival for unity. And actually, safe travel is very important to every family. So I would like to emphasize that safety is the most important thing you have to bear in mind when you are doing the self-driving travel. I would like to offer 3 suggestions. First, you have to make full preparation and check your vehicles and check the weather condition and the road condition so that you can better arrange your routes. So it's better for you to avoid travel during evening and the severe weathers, and please go past the congested areas. And second, please strictly abide by the traffic regulation. And to make sure that you are not driving your cars when you are extremely exhausted, and do not overspeed and do not drive when you are drunk. And most importantly, you have to drive your car carefully. During the transportation, please concentrate and do not use your mobile phones during the transportation. If you're distracted, it is easily that there is a tragedy coming ahead. In the end, on behalf of the Ministry of Public Security, I wish every one of you a safe Spring Festival. My question is around the phenomenon that happened in recent years. That is what we call the reversed Spring Festival. In the past, many people are traveling from the city center to the rural areas, but this year, we may realize that some of the people are actually traveling from the rural areas to the urban. So what is your comment on that? With the leadership of the CPC Central Committee and the State Council, we do see that there is a rapid development of the railways, and we also set up a interconnected high-speed network. It is easier for passengers to take railway for transportation. And for this year, the passenger flow has actually increased by 9.1%. So as you mentioned, the reversed Spring Festival, we also make a calculation. So each year we have expecting this kind of reverse Spring Festival transportation is up by 9%. And for some of the reverse Spring Festival, we will also provide a 30% discount for the train tickets. So hopefully in the future, the reverse Spring Festival transportation will be the trend. So it will balance the passenger flow and also balance the transportation capacity and the demand of the passengers. Thank you.
中评社记者提问，我的问题是问民航局，
My question is to the Civil Aviation Administration. And this year we have realized that there will be 528 new airlines flying between the cross straits. So what is the consideration behind that? In order to ensure a Spring Festival transportation between the two straits, we would like to better meet the needs of our Taiwan compatriots. We would like to add more aircrafts between January the 22nd and February the 19th. Currently, 1,126 airlines were approved. Going forward, we will continue to adjust the number of airlines in between this area. So for the Civil Aviation Administration, we will continue to work with dedication to make sure a safe travel between the two straits. Last question. Economic Daily. And this year we are expecting a higher percent of the number of passengers. Does that pose a new challenge for the service level? My question is that what measures that will be taken to improve the service during the Spring Festival transportation? Service is the engine to develop a sector. Only by having good service, our passengers will have a better travel experience. We will work in 6 areas. First, we will focus on improving the ticket purchase experience for the passengers. Currently, we have opened an online channel to purchase road traffic tickets. We are actually continue to expand the ticket reservation channel on mobile phones and on internet. At the same time, we will also open up more windows to sell tickets to the passengers who are buying the rail transportation as well as the civil aviation. And also, we will improve the waiting room and the checking-in experience for the passengers. So people can use their facial recognition and the second generation of the ID card to get inside of the train station. And third, we will provide better service for a transit and a connection service. We have provided these services in some major train stations such as Beijing, Tianjin, and Shanghai. The purpose is to save the energy of the customers and provide better convenience to the passengers for the transportation. Fourth, we will provide better service for the security check for the passengers. As we have just talked about that, we will form a better synergy between the railway station as well as the metro station, so that we can avoid duplicating security check inside of the station. Fifth, we will launch some customized services to the passengers. So we will provide, for example, the reservation service so that some of the passengers can book a ticket from rural areas. Six, we will provide a premium service to the passengers. So for example, as we have just mentioned, we will provide priorities for the service of the PLA members. And also, we will provide some favorable policies towards the vulnerable groups. Thank you. Any more to add? So for the Spring Festival transportation, this year we have adding 15 items for the service. For example, for the ticket purchase, we have a verification step in the online platform. So as I have just mentioned, we will have a ticket reservation system online. And also, we are providing more self-service platforms inside of the station. In the waiting room, we are also starting the revolution of the toilet so that we can clean the environment for the waiting room in the train station. And this year we will make sure that we have a sufficient capacity of the trains to ensure a smooth operation of the train lines. I believe all of these actions that we have been taken will bring better service and convenience to the passengers. And we also want to show sincerity to our passengers from the Civil Aviation Administration. This year, we have highlighted the importance of the timeliness of our aircraft. So we have improved the service standard for the civil aviation. We will take a series of actions to improve the service. I would like to highlight 3 of them. First, we will continue to advocate the paperless registration. So that we will want to launch the electronic boarding pass to the passengers. And also, we would like to provide a one-stop service to the passengers. And we will monitor and supervise all the belongings of the passengers to make sure that there is no lost baggages and the belongings of the passengers. And also, we will provide a better cabin services to the passengers, and we will release the real-time flight information. And also, we will set up some pilot areas for some like online check-in service. And for some people, if they have forgotten to bring their ID cards, they can actually check in through their mobile phones. And during the Spring Festival, we will provide specialized cuisines on the plane. And we will continue to enrich the food and the menu for the flights. And in the waiting room and the waiting areas for the airport, we will make sure the price of those restaurants are the same as in other areas. And also, we would like to improve the cabin service and the ground services in the airport and on the airlines. All of this is to provide a comfortable and convenient experience for the passengers. And today we have held the press conference to discuss the Spring Festival transportation. This has become a routine for State Council Information Office, and today we have 7 departments to brief us on some of the work arrangement for Spring Festival transportation. As you can see that all these departments have dedicated to ensure a successful Spring Festival transportation. By taking this opportunity, I would like to say a big thank you for people who are working on the front line for the Spring Festival transportation. Once again, thank you all for attending the press conference. That's the end of the press conference. Thank you.